Motormouth Jenkins here, welcoming you to our brand new YouTube channel. Hope that you'll come back and see every segment each and every week, and I will share preventative maintenance tips and regularly scheduled maintenance tips for your car. So whether you know a little bit about your car or absolutely nothing, this is the channel just for you, where I share over 35 years of experience as a qualified and licensed service technician with truck and coach, light truck and passenger vehicles. Come back and visit us and tell your friends, and we'll see you each and every week right here in the Car Connection Workshop on YouTube.
Of information on automobiles, no matter how difficult the circumstances may be. Well, Skippy and I are laying underneath the 2009 Hyundai Accent. Has about 86,000 kilometers on it, and what we had on this was a brake failure, and it was good that the person that experienced the brake failure was just lining up for a parking spot in a parking lot when the brake pedal went right to the floor. So here's what happened. Here's the brake lines here. These two are the rear brake lines. So each line feeds one of the rear wheels. So left wheel, right rear wheel. So left rear and right rear wheel. Say that 10 times fast, friends. So in looking at what's happened here, as you can see, this vehicle is seriously gooey under here with undercoating, rust proofing, and everywhere you touch it's gooey. And there was a cover, and I'll show it to you in a little bit here, a plastic cover that runs over top of these lines. These two lines are for fuel. Right here, these two lines are for fuel. That's inlet and outlet. So fuel supply, fuel return. The larger line is the fuel supply, the smaller line is the return. But they both look the same to me, but they're just a little bit different. So here's what's happened. The line ruptured right here. And this one is the other line. It's not fully ruptured yet, and it's got a big rust mark right here too, right where my finger is. And this is a black cover, and I'm just going to get you a piece of that to show you that it goes over the brake line. Now I've cut this off, and I cut it off of the line that was here. I didn't cut it off of this line. So do you see what I see? They put this coating on to here only and to here only. Nothing here. So this line was the same way. There was coating only up to where my finger is and nothing till you get down to here. The rest of the line is perfect. And I'll tell you, these brake lines, it would take you a day or two to do them, because they come this way, they curl up over top of the gas tank, around here, all the way, one to feed over there to the right rear and one to the left rear, and that brake line is solid. As you can see, this is the original brake line right here. So I cut out the rusted point and I cut back the plastic covering till I got to beautiful brake lines. Same with here, right here. Look at the line. I cut out about 3 inches to get back to a clean piece of line, and there's no rust whatsoever. So that's when I came up with this idea to fix it, and it is perfectly legal, and I would definitely recommend you do it this way, because the other way is going to cost you a ton of money, and I'm using nickel copper line, which is fantastic. It's a great product. So what I've done is I've flared the original line, put a nut on, double flared it. I've put a union in, and then I made this section of line, and I did the same to this end. I cut the the plastic coating back till I got to a nice, beautiful, clean line, and I double flared the brake line on. I did that on the vehicle. Then I measured so that I don't have a line that's too long and I don't create a line too short. So when I put these lines back up, they're all going to go right back into place and they'll sit perfect. And this is a 100% positive connection. I'm going to do the same to this line, and I wanted you to see that because this is about ready to break off right where my thumb is. Look at how corroded it is. And here's what really irked me. As I said, the line is coated here, then nothing, and then coated here. And then they take this plastic shield right here, and it is gooey. Let me take a look at that. And take a look at the other side. That's undercoating. But yet the line's still rotted. And that's the problem with these covers. Look at all the grit and the crud in there. And why didn't they continue the plastic line cover even on the fuel lines? So I had to take this out of here to get in there to see what's going on. And that's when I look at this and I'm going, you're talking about 50 feet of 3/16 line and a mega bunch of hours. If you're paying for someone to run brake lines and take out perfectly good brake lines, look how good these are. And I cut about 3 inches out of this line and skinned it so I could see what the line looked like. And it's in perfect shape. So why would I want to pay a technician at least 2 days worth of labor to feed lines in here when this is a perfectly good repair? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut the skin back probably to about here. Yeah, we're outside, can you tell? But we're not on the road, but we're close to the road. And then I'm going to cut about that much of the plastic material back to here. That's going to give me a clean brake line, and then I will make another brake line to fit right in there, and it will make correction, and then I will fasten it all back up like factory. The reason why I'm going to cut it back further is I don't want my unions to be together like this, because it will make it awkward for me to put them back into place and put that cover, and then there's brackets that go on. You can see the stud here. There's a bracket that goes up on here. Then all the lines sit into a groove into their position. So if I cut it back further, my union's going to be in a different position down here, and my union will be in a different position up at this end. I'll probably end up somewhere in here, and I'll take this little bend out of here and straighten that up, and I'll put my union here. So I'm not two unions together, and I won't be able to get them back in the bracket. So I wanted you to see that because this is a really unique case where instead of spending a grand or more, I'm going to say probably more. I mean, it depends on the shop's hourly rate. By the hour, they're going to charge you this by the hour. So we're going to take it back in the shop, and I'm going to show you how I make a brake line and what a double flare looks like and what a single flare looks like, and how I made this line right on my workbench with a tool that you can purchase yourself, or you can even rent it from a tool shop, but you got to know how to use it. So, hey Skippy, I think that's enough hanging around, laying on the driveway. Yeah? Did you get any goo on you? A little? Maybe a little bit. We can get that off. I have stuff for that. So we're going to take a little break. We'll see you in the shop. We'll show you how I make a brake line. And this is the best brake line that we can get right now. It's far better than the steel line. This is copper and nickel. So it's going to last. This section of line will outlive this car. So we'll see you back inside. So don't go away. Stay with us for more of the Car Connection Workshop. And your host now, Motormouth Jenkins. Skippy on the camera. Yeah, make sure you put a comment in the comment section. Well done, Skippy. You're a team player.
Well, thank you for stopping by the Car Connection Workshop right here on YouTube. Don't forget to come back and join us for another segment. So like, share, tag, and follow, and ding that bell so that you don't miss a single edition of Car Connection. So till next time, keep it under 100 and put the coffee on, because we're coming to your house.